Hi guys, here from Italy. It's Friday night, and that means we're getting together to talk about fragrance. And tonight, it's all about the men. Yeah, I promised you guys I would do a men's edition. Here it is. So, for those of you who are just coming in, it's bang on 9 o'clock right now. I just posted on Instagram that I was going online, so we just need to give everyone a few minutes to arrive and realize that it's happening now because a lot of the viewers are not based in Europe time, so they have to kind of calculate Italy time and wherever they are. So, all you wonderful people who normally join me, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Amanda, and I review perfumes and we talk about what's happening in life, in the work world, the world of romance, the world of travel. I'm based here in Italy, so I usually cover some of the fashion and some of the design because I'm close to Milan, and so I'm very spoilt in terms of design weeks and designers who all have their outlets here, of course, and also that I can go and try whatever perfume I want whenever I want because we have amazing shops so close to me. And a lot of the perfumes tonight are Italian, made in Italy. So if you're just joining, as I said, why don't you like this video right now, because most people forget, and leave me a comment and let me know what you'd like to review or what you enjoyed about tonight's video. You can watch it back almost immediately because it's recorded live, but you can watch it back. The playback is immediate, so that's good. And so if you miss something, you can watch it back. I always do a recap at the end. And also, if you click the description box, the downward facing arrow, I usually list the perfumes that I've reviewed in the order in which I review them. And if you're still lost and you want to find something and you need help, just leave me a comment and I'll be happy to assist you. So, as I mentioned, my name is Italy Vintage Perfume, Amanda, and I generally love and gravitate toward vintage perfumes. I find they have better value for money, they're more long lasting, and quite often they contain ingredients that maybe the latest crop of perfumers think aren't good enough. Hello, darling. Hi. You're the first tonight. Wonderful, Nicole. And so generally I gravitate to vintage perfumes, but tonight, I've got some beauties. So if you aren't a man, and of course you're welcome, I'm just going to give you some ideas that you can get for Christmas or just as boily, or maybe you even love to wear some of these fragrances yourself, as I do. I've got my tweed jacket on tonight just to keep up the side of the men. And some of these fragrances are unisex, but the majority of them are male. But the fragrances I wear that I bought because some of my favorite intense winter perfumes are in fact very long lasting male fragrances. Not all, but quite a few. And I've got some super exciting new fragrances never reviewed before, because on the last visit I went into Milan and got a whole bunch of new 15 and 20 mils. They had all these lovely bottles for Christmas that were just being sold off in Black Friday or whatever the the promotion was. I don't really remember, but I think it was Black Friday. Anyway, so I've got those to show you, and there's some beauties. They're mostly all new, male, and gorgeous. So let's get right into it. Let's start with number one because we don't have a lot of time. So right off the bat, this is Why by Yves Saint Laurent, and this particular one is La Parfum. It comes in EDP, it comes in EDT, so Eau de Toilette and a Parfum, but this is called La Parfum, and I specifically got it because I'd heard lots of people raving about it. Comes in a black bottle, and I'm going to put it on me right now so that I can give you a first-hand account. I've already tried all of these yesterday, on paper and on my skin. I really, when I find something beautiful, and I don't buy perfumes that aren't beautiful, by the way, I hate wasting it on paper. I know some people like it, but I don't mind putting it on my skin. And if I overdo it, hey, that's how it is. So what is this? Why? It's quite a new release. It's released, I think, last year or this year. And I love it because it has this beautiful hit in the beginning of bitter orange, and then into it comes. I'm just looking at the notes that I made for myself, if you don't mind. Into it comes this lovely spicy. There's rose, which I love. By the way, some of my favorite roses. Hello, Andrea. My goodness, you've never joined us. Welcome from Portugal. Lovely to have you. Some of my favorite roses aren't female perfumes, they're male perfumes. And this is one of them. Why? It's amazing. It's so amazing. As I say, a new release. I'm just going to call up the notes for you. And it's got a spiciness. It's really, really beautiful. And more than one person who reviewed it said it's got a little bit of heliotrope, and I don't know, it has sort of feelings of some of the Tom Ford perfumes, but there's something so unique about it that I rather love. And so, yeah, I think you should give this a whirl. And as I say, of the three, between the Eau de Parfum, the Eau de Toilette, and this one, which is called La Parfum, Yves Saint Laurent, it's just so beautiful. It kind of sort of reminds me of Gucci, the old Gucci parfum. It's so classy. Why spend your money on Tom Ford when you can have this? I think, I don't know, you could probably get this for 80. Anyway, so there you are. That's number one. Let's move on swiftly to number two. Got tons to cover and not a lot of time. Another of my favorites, I did a whole Armani edition. I did another, it's lovely to have you, Andrea, both of you. Hi, Nicole. I did a whole Armani edition. You can go back and watch it. You can go back, watch all my videos. Just click on my name and call up the videos, and you can watch. I did an Etro edition, an Armani edition, a Versace edition when we had Design Week here. So anyway, this is Armani. And I have to tell you, I absolutely adore this. It's the original parfum. You men, a whole bunch of my men who normally join us on a Friday are probably going to come in halfway, and so they can watch this back. What I adore about Armani Code, and by the way, it's made, I don't know, probably billions by now from Armani, is its elegance, its freshness. There's some lavender, but it's very cool and sophisticated, beautiful if you wear a gorgeous suit. I just adore it. And there are so many flankers of this. There are so many variations of Armani Code. I'm sure you guys are going to give me a whole list of the Armani Code that you prefer and the year that it came out. But I find this to be my favorite. It's in the black bottle and it simply says Armani Code and parfum on the bottom. Oh, it's so nice. It has a hit of heliotrope, which I love. Yeah. There's nothing clingy and there's nothing terribly sweet as with many of the new versions of fragrances where they're super sweet and there's a bit of patchouli and then there's just a whole bunch of sugar and vanilla. This has got lovely staying power, but it's always elegant, it's always cool, it's quite suave, and I think it's sensual. So there we are. If you're looking for something to get for your man, that might be it. Or if you're a man yourself, get it for yourself. Moving on to another Italian that I've covered in the Versace edition. I covered Versace quite intensively, so you can go and look at the Versace edition that I covered from Milan. And this tonight is a new one that I've just got, which is Versace Eros, the Eros, but there's the blue Eros, and then there's Eros Flame. This is it, Eros Flame. So, Eros Flame, let's talk about it. So, I mean, there are lovers and there are haters. Who wants to be a hater? Not me. What I like is it's got this sort of boozy marzipan. It's spicy. It's kind of like, I don't know, for those of you in England, hot cross buns that you have at Easter, it's got that sort of cinnamon bun vibe, which I adore, like baking in the kitchen. But it doesn't go sweet on you, and it's not so spicy it gives you a headache. It's just gorgeous. And it has great sillage. It lasts, it goes out, it projects quite nicely. I think on a man, this is so gorgeous. So those of you who are Versace Eros Flame lovers, the bottle is stunning. I've got a little version, but the bottle is all textured with the Medusa on it. Those of you who can go back and watch my Versace edition with the beautiful branding that Versace has been putting out for the last 50 years now under the direction of Donatella Versace since her brother died, Gianni. And yeah, one of my favorite all-time men's fragrances, the Dreamer from Versace, which I've covered in other videos, so I'm not going to cover it here. But anyway, there's new Versace for you. If you already love Versace Eros Blue, or you like the female Versace Eros, try it. It's stunning. Go to your perfume counter, wherever you live, and go and try all these perfumes. So this is stunning. And it just keeps on giving. It's like Christmas cake. Spice, a little bit of clove. Oh, God, I love rose and clove together. Anyway, that's 3 already, right? Now, if you remember, I did an Eros edition. Eros is one of my favorite fragrances in the world. Produced in Italy. It's a niche brand. They also make clothes. They don't only make perfume, obviously. This is Viva, which is a rose fragrance. But in that batch of new fragrances or fragrances that they had samples of, among that bunch was Shantang. And Shantang is a kind of silk fabric, and they've got tons of different fragrances. One of my favorites is Man Rose. If you go and look on my Instagram, because I can't post the photos right now, we're live. I've posted photos of the perfumes I've reviewed this week and that I love. So this is Shantang, and I already know that I'm completely in love with this. It's a unisex. It's got rose on it, but unlike Man Rose, it's a little bit less spicy, but it has that, oh my God, it's so beautiful. The intense, the dry down is just amazing. So you need to wait a few minutes. I just love it. It's got the hit of bergamot in the beginning. It's just absolutely perfume. There's a little bit of iris. The rose comes through. There's some anise and there's fava and tonka bean. It's very pretty. In a way, it gives me a little bit of the Armani Code vibe because it also has a tiny hint of tobacco and leather and that lovely guaiaca wood. Oh my gosh, it's so stunning. So well balanced, so gorgeous. So yeah, I think that is gorgeous, that Etro Shantang. But there's also Man Rose. So we're talking about men's perfumes tonight. So Man Rose is the way to go. Man Rose is it. Right, lovely. So please, if you're joining us, put your name down in the box so I can welcome you. So moving on, another men's fragrance. So this is a fragrance that I fought for, I looked for in my vintage collecting, and I couldn't find it. Hello, Mira, darling. So lovely to have you join us. I didn't announce it much on Instagram, so I think all our lovely men who join us, all our group of testers, probably missed it, and so they'll watch it back. But I'm loving having you girls. And so, yeah, I looked high and low for madness. I looked everywhere. I just couldn't find it. I wanted it because it was a very unique rose. It's discontinued, by the way, and I generally don't review perfumes that are discontinued, but being vintage, I can't help it. So I've already reviewed, Mira, you've missed it, Why by Yves Saint Laurent, the new one, Armani Code, Parfum, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Versace Eros Flame and the Etro. So you'll have to watch this back for those. Why did I want this? Because it is a beautiful, spicy, intense damask rose, but it's got a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's got this strange spray top, which doesn't pull off. So if you do get one, don't pull it off like I did, because it just, yeah. It's I don't know how to even describe this. If you've ever had a really sort of juicy quince or an apple off a tree, that immediate hit that it gives you, and then it goes spicy on you, and it lengthens, and there's a bit of cinnamon, a bit of tobacco. Madness is hard to describe, but it's Chopard is the perfumer, and I've got quite a few Chopards I love. Love is another one I love for the intensity of its rose, and beautiful patchouli. It's gorgeous at Christmas because it has this lovely spicy note going on, a bit of clove. I adore this Madness. So if you can get your hands on it, it's great. It is unisex, but I think it's quite male. It's a little bit sharper than most women would wear. Oh, do you love Eros? I just spoke about it, Mira, because I just think on a man it's the sexiest smell, and the bottle is so beautiful, the textured bottle, and I love the sort of spicy, cinnamony note of it. Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah, I would buy this for someone for Christmas if I wasn't spoiling myself, which I am. Anyway, so Madness is in that same kind of ilk as Eros Flame. It's spicy, has a nice hit, and it's got great silage, but then it comes back to this beautiful, intense sort of damask rose, which is not feminine, it's quite male. Okay, moving on. Right. So before we get to the next bunch of male fragrances, I have something to show you. You girls are going to go crazy. Do you know Madness, Mira? It's fantastic. So while I was rooting around getting my new 15 mil and 20 mils that they had on sale for Black Friday, look what else was in Black Friday. Aqua di Parma cream. Never seen them before. I have a couple of Aqua di Parmas that have been used up over the years. But these just presented themselves. And when I was in Milan last time, there was the new yuzu. I adore yuzu pear. It's that juicy sort of citrusy, fruity note. And this one is Osmanthus, another soliflore from Aqua di Parma, a single flower Osmanthus and yuzu. Have you guys seen these creams? I'm so happy I got them. I paid so little for them. I think they were €8, and they're quite big. I think they're 50 mils, or is it 50 or is it 30? I don't really know. But anyway, I'm thrilled with them, and basically they're for layering. But let's say you don't really want to have a whole spray of perfume. You just want to be subtle. Oh my goodness. You can layer these on first and then spritz your cream on top, and it'll make them last longer. But I mean, they're unisex, but the yuzu would be lovely. If you're traveling, you could throw it in your bag, and then, oh, you've just got something gorgeous to freshen up. I'm absolutely thrilled with these. And I know that all my girlfriends and all the people who watch my channel are going to say, where did you get them? Why can't I find them? But there they are, Aqua di Parma, these gorgeous creams that you can layer with. And, or you could just layer this and put another fragrance on top. You could put Yves Saint Laurent or Armani Code or whatever male fragrance you want on top of them, because tonight is all about the boys. Okay, great. So I'm super thrilled with those. That was my little Christmas spoilie to myself. And as I say, yeah, I'm also jealous sometimes. The Aqua Parma cream sounds lovely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know my girlfriends are going to scratch my ass out when they see that I got these. I adore them. I couldn't find the rose one because there's a rose one too, but they just had those, but I'm thrilled anyway. Okay, moving on. So those are great for layering. So the next male fragrance that I can't talk enough about, and it is a vintage. So far I've done all the modern new releases that I've never reviewed before. I've reviewed this. Yeah, well, yeah, the cream I'm thrilled of. But the dry down, I mean, I don't even have to spray this because the dry down is here to smell. It is exquisite. It is absolutely exquisite. Oh my goodness. This is Aramis 900. It was made by Bernard Chant, who is my favorite nose in the perfume world. He has made billions and billions for Clinique, my signature scent for years, Aromatique. And he also made Aramis 900, the male version. And what does it have? It's got everything in it. It's got, citrus on the top, then rose, and then carnation, and geranium, and herbs, and tarragon. It's got everything. Moss, oak moss. It's got woodiness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, goodness gracious. This is the most delicious thing ever. I think if I was walking up and a man had this on his tweed jacket, or I just caught a whiff of it, I would literally swoon. It is so beautiful. It is vintage. You can find it if you have a good look online. The label is very old school. So the label, and it's got this gorgeous silver top. The label basically says herbal eau de cologne. So it's a cologne, obviously, but it's like a perfume. It doesn't have any of the sharpness of cologne. And yeah, it's just 100 mils. Absolutely beautiful. This was made in UK back in the day when they still made perfume in the UK. Now everything's made in Italy or France. Anyway, if you want to just try a different smell, for me, this is among my top roses, even though it was marketed to men. It's got the most clear, beautiful rose. It's, oh my God, it's unforgettable, this fragrance. And you could probably get it online for, if you shop around, for 30, 40 bucks instead of the hundreds that most of the modern male fragrances are. Okay, so we've had madness, and talking about males and roses, this is Trussardi. I did a whole Trussardi edition. Go and have a look. Go and refresh yourself on Trussardi. And I've got a new Trussardi for you today because, believe it or not, and it's a girl one also, believe it or not, when I was with Trussardi this week, they had the new one released for me, and they gave me a little bottle. Look. The new one. That's the new Trussardi perfume. The only one I haven't reviewed it. I've reviewed all the others, and I adore this perfume. This is a dabber bottle. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the branding. It's very pretty. So those of you who know, have watched me often, I've reviewed Trussardi. I love the quality. I love the way, the lids click on. I love the beautiful bottles, the wonderful quality for affordable prices, made in Italy. So this is the Black Rose, marketed to men. It's kind of, it's a Taif rose from the mountains of Saudi Arabia. So it has that little bit of rose on the top and a little bit of incense going on, but it's not heavily oriental. It's more aromatic, almost like a fougere, but it's aromatic in that you get the rose, you can just imagine it's almost like a spiritual perfume, this, because of the purity of the rose, the beautiful type rose. This is a male fragrance, but it's unisex, I guess, because I love it, and it's among my most honored and prized roses, and I've reviewed it before. So if you want to smell something beautiful on a man, yeah, it was so beautiful. My scent of the day was Sound of Donna. Yeah. I think, Sound of Donna doesn't make sense unless you translate it into Italian, and then it kind of gives you a sense of a woman, but it's translated badly as Sound of Donna. So anyway, this is gorgeous. And if you're not sure what to get somebody special in the man area, that could be it. Another Trussardi that is my winter go-to, a winter warmer, is this lovely spicy scent of gold. And this has got plum, it's got all of those lovely sort of autumn spicy, it's got a little bit of almost like spiced apples, spiced wine. Oh, so nice, so nice, so nice, so nice. And again, has nice silage, but it's not going to knock anyone out. It's office safe. You could wear it to the office. You could even wear this to a dinner where you're having wine and tasting wine, because it's not going to knock anyone out. It's just a nice skin scent and gives you a lovely, lovely sillage without knocking anybody out. Very, very beautiful. Trussardi, scent of gold. Reviewed it before, I'm reviewing it again. Now, all of these fragrances, male, female, or whatever in between, so far I've done male, can be enhanced by a cream. I've already showed you my Aqua de Parma creams that can be put on before you put on your fragrance, and it just gives them longer life and can bring out certain notes and elements. And that's the aromatic, which is great for both sexes, just as an all over body, or just, behind your neck, or just here on your hairline. It'll just make your perfume last a bit longer and give you better silage. Modern perfumes don't last as long as vintage perfumes. So when I find one that lasts, I'm really excited. So men, what are you thinking? Yeah, I love Scent of Gold. Okay. So girls, you're in for a treat. So the last male fragrance is quite spiritual. It's oriental, and lots of people have asked me how to find it. I found it. If you can't find it, I'm sorry, you have to buy the oil. But this is Al Haraman Madina, and it is completely an incense rose. It is so beautiful. It is marketed to unisex, so it's men and women. I think it's more men orientated. It is so gorgeous. There's the incense and the notes come in, a little bit of herbal, the beautiful Typh rose. So that's a bunch of men. I'm going to give you a recap at the end. But since I've got a bunch of girls in the room, I've got to show you another thing that I picked up when I was picking up these creams and my new Armani code and all the other male fragrances that I hadn't tested yet. This came in this absolutely gorgeous bottle. Isn't it stunning? You won't even believe what I paid for this. It was a crime. This is Voce Viva. It's Lady Gaga's new perfume. I don't buy any celebrity perfumes. I've never bought a celebrity perfume in my life. Al Haraman forever. I'm obsessed. Yeah, I agree. So this, so there were two. This is Valentino, the Italian designer Valentino, and the bottle is to die for. I mean, isn't that the most gorgeous Christmas present for somebody? But it's mine. I'm not giving it away. The bottle is stunning. It's all studded and beautiful. And so the first release came out as Voce Viva, live voice. And I wasn't sure if I liked it so much. I tested it in Milan, but this is the intense version, which is the latest flanker, and I love it much more. And I'm ashamed to say everyone's going to laugh at me who follows me regularly, because it is quite sweet, and I don't like sweet. But at first blast, it's just got this, it just sort of pulls you in. It's got lovely vanilla. Oh, you have to try it, Mira. It's stunning. So at first thing, it's almost like a confectioner's, it's almost like a freshly baked sort of milky tart or a creamy tart. That's come out of the oven, that confectionery smell. And then the vanilla comes in. But what I love about it, and I've worn it quite a bit in the last few days, It's so long lasting, which you can't say about many perfumes that have just been released. It's the newest release, 2021. Look at that beautiful Valentino lid. It is so beautiful. I don't even know how to describe it that well because I'm not into big vanillas, although I reviewed one of my favorite vanillas for winter last year, a vintage. But it's got the vanilla, but it's also beautifully tempered with other stuff. Let me see if I can find the other notes of what it is. Okay, so here it is. So it has a little bit of, the anise and tonka. So gorgeous. Let me just quickly find my notes for you so I don't have to lie. I don't have to lie to you. Okay, let me just find them. So as I mentioned, Lady Gaga is the voice of the brand, is the flagship of the brand. It's such a beautiful bottle. But I mean the big bottle, this is the 20 mil, I think. The big bottle is different. It's also studded, but it's square. I just fell in love with this because it's handbag sized and I'm completely in love with this fragrance. I've worn it this whole week and every time I wear it, I fall more and more in love. So that's the little girl thing at the end of the whole males. Don't shout at me, males. I promised you all males, but I've given you quite a bit tonight. So I'm going to just look up this Voce Viva for you, just to give you some of the notes. I love it. And unusually, I don't like, those of you who watch me know, so Voce Viva Intense is slightly different from the original Voce Viva because there's two. So this came out in 2021. So what it has, the main accords are white floral, and I think that's what I'm falling in love with. I'm falling in love with that white floral because generally these headier winter fragrances, I've got tons of white floral for summer, which I wear. You know I love it. Yeah, but not in winter. I find that I reserve those for spring and summer. But so this is what it has. There's white floral, then the citrus comes in, and it has a whole hit of vanilla. The middle notes are vanilla. It's not an afterthought at the end. It's in the middle. It's there. It's the body of the perfume. Then it's mossy, sweet, earthy, and powdery. So let me give you a quick rundown. Voce Viva Intensa by Valentino is an amber floral fragrance for women. This is a new fragrance launched in 2021, so it's literally hot off the press. Top notes are mandarin orange, that's the beauty, and bergamot. So there's that nice, just initial juiciness. And then it has orange blossom. And orange blossom in every fragrance, like my Valentino Donna and many of my fragrances, is orange blossom is happiness. And if you think of when the headiness of that orange blossom, and if you taste wines and you look for citric notes in wines, orange blossom is a note of happiness. It just like the sun coming out. So it's really gorgeous. And in this fragrance, it's featured quite prominently. And then there's jasmine, sambac jasmine. And I think the jasmine is the sweet note that generally I would steer away from. And when I smell sweet perfumes on other women, I think, oh, it's that. But it's gorgeous. So the base note, so it's got two hits of vanilla. It's got vanilla in the middle. Chris from the Perfume Nest, you're going to love this because I know you love a good vanilla. So this has vanilla in the middle, and then it has bourbon vanilla on the base and moss. And that's amazing because it just gives it a whole such good length. It just keeps on giving you different notes. It's really beautiful. So as I mentioned, mandarin orange, bergamot, orange blossom, jasmine sambac, bourbon vanilla, which is, very rich, and I think from Madagascar, and moss. Can't go wrong. Love it. Love it. And I'm surprised because I thought I wouldn't, because as I mentioned, I tried the original. And I wasn't crazy, but now I love it. So I don't know. I hope I don't have to withdraw this. Okay. So a comparison would be Libre. And those of you who love Libre, another thing that I got with this, look at these two. Aren't they beautiful? Libre is super popular from Yves Saint Laurent. It's a lovely vanilla, clean, beautiful note. And these two are kind of, I guess you would call them sisters. They're really, I mean, the bottle of Libre is so beautiful, but it's much cleaner. It's got lavender, and it's an independent woman's fragrance. It's for a woman who takes no prisoners, but it's clean, it's not lingering, it's not sweet. So if you like Libre, I don't know, you just might find that you kind of like Voce Viva. So those are the only girl fragrances I'm going to do at the end. I just popped them in there just because I've got such a lovely bunch of you here. Yeah, so this is a whole different animal. So the Libre has that lovely fresh lavender and a bit of herbal. It's very different. Voce Viva is sexier. It's much more vanilla-y, and I think it's more of a nighttime fragrance, but hey, it could be lovely in the day too. Anyway, there I've given you a rundown. I need to take a sip of my wine, which has been sitting here for about 3 hours. That's all that's left. It's a Sicilian Regaliale, I think, yeah. Rather nice. That's it. There's one sip of wine. That's my whole Friday done. Anyway, Andrea, I've loved having you here. Andrea's worked as a sommelier and as a wine judge, and we're friends in the wine world. So lovely to have you here on my perfume vlog. And we talk about all sorts of things on a Friday. I've just heard that this new variant has hit Europe from South Africa, and it's worse and more terrible than all the other variants that have gone before, the beta and the wheater and the whatever. I need some of that Sicilian wine. Regaliale. So yeah. Yeah. Duca di Almarita is the brand. I'm concerned about this new variant. Sorry to pour water on the end of this video, but yeah, it's going to be called Nu apparently, because they follow the Greek letters of the alphabet, and we've already had delta, theta, whatever, how many. And unfortunately, flights have been cancelled from South Africa into London, and now I hear also Italy, and more terribly, all the people who are planning on going home, like my daughter, to go and show off the new baby, might not be able to get into South Africa because they have to quarantine. So we have a whole new Christmas with this cloud hanging over our head. Here in Italy, I'm about to have my 3rd vaccination. I had to fight to get a date, and I don't know, I've got plans for Christmas, but I have no idea what's going to happen. So anyway, I think we all just need to just think positive, and please get vaccinated if you can. Please don't listen to conspiracy theories on the internet. Listen to the scientists. And yes, it doesn't save you from getting COVID 100%, but you get a much weaker dose of it if you've been vaccinated, which means that you probably won't have to go to intensive care. You probably won't have to take up a hospital bed, and you won't be intubated, probably. So, you get a weak dose of it at the very worst. So there we are. Yes. Andrea, I've loved having you. Better join us next Friday. So next Friday, I'm going to give you some of these other gorgeous feminine fragrances. There's a new Trussardi I want to talk about. And yeah, I'm going to give you a quick recap. My parents already got their 3rd shot. Yeah, America's running ahead. America's vaccinating its children. Here in Italy, they won't hear of it. And Europe's just deciding whether it's going to vaccinate the children. Anyway, I'll give you a recap. Aqua di Parma, Yuzu cream, Osmanthus cream. In the men's line, Y by Yves Saint Laurent was #1. Armani Code, Homme, beautiful male fragrance. Eros from Versace, Flame. What else? This, Aramis 900, beautiful male fragrance. Madness, Chopard. Look at that lovely studded bottle. Gorgeous, gorgeous male rose. Lovely fragrance. Scent of Gold, Trussardi. Lovely, plummy, juicy, spicy, beautiful male rose. One of the most spiritual and beautiful male roses. Trussardi, the black rose. male fragrance. A wonderful incense from Al Haraman, which is called Madina. Beautiful, beautiful male fragrance. But women can wear it too. Those are all unisex, the last two. And yeah, that's about it. I showed you Eros, which is Shantung. Absolutely adore Eros fragrances. You can see I posted Man Rose on Instagram. And yeah, and then I gave the ladies a little treat. We tried Voce Viva by Valentino, Libre by Yves Saint Laurent, and the new Trussardi for women. Such a lovely, lovely lineup. And I've loved having you guys. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Have a good wine to drink tonight, Andrea. You're probably an hour behind me, if I remember. And yeah, it's been a long weekend. I'm going in tomorrow for the first time in Milan. We're having a gathering for my birthday with some friends in Milan. We're going to drink some nice wine, eat some nice food, have a birthday cake. And it's the first time I've seen all my friends since I can remember. My goodness, it's so... Yeah, Andrea, go and start sniffing. Your nose will... My nose has been very precious to me in perfume because, you know, we've trained it so well being wine judges. So you'll find all kinds of notes in perfume. You might even get addicted. Yeah. Oh, I wish you were here, Andrea. Anyway, going in to be with some friends tomorrow in Milan and at the restaurant of a dear friend of mine. And so there's going to be 10 of us. It's going to be great fun. Thank you so much for joining me in this Friday night edition here from Italy. Enjoy your perfume. Have a lovely weekend. Thanksgiving. Don't forget to be thankful for all your blessings and hope you had a lovely Thanksgiving. Happy birthday. Thank you so much, Mira. And you guys have a beautiful weekend. And join me next, I think on Wednesday, I have a short edition and again on Friday. Join me on Friday. Oh, I miss you, Andrea. When are you coming to come and see me in Italy? Take care. Hopefully I'll visit Portugal this year. Anyway, sending you all lots of love from Italy. And thank you for joining me. And for the men who are going to watch this back, leave me a comment. You guys go right now, like this video, click it over there, subscribe. And why don't you leave me a comment? I know you've already in the text, but why don't you leave me a comment downstairs of what was your favorite or what you thought you might like to investigate. So, bye guys from the men's edition. Bye.